I am driving over the Bay Bridge right now in San Francisco. It's such a beautiful day today. The city skyline and the Golden Gate, the bay is just beautiful right now. I got a video for you of a common configuration of a bathroom that I've been seeing a lot lately, and that's where they put a bathtub in the shower, kind of like a wet room type application. And if you think about it, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, because you have to have a tub drain penetration going through the floor, and there's just a lot of issues that can happen with this design. And so I had a viewer that reached out. We got water that's leaking through the ceiling below, and all these issues, cracking grout, all kinds of stuff. So I was like, well, I'm interested. I would like to take a look at it and see if we can help you out. So I'm hoping we can do a repair on this job, but first we're gonna diagnose it. All right, so we got this tub in the shower design. Again, this is a really trendy design, wet room style. I think they call it kind of a modern, updated look. But I've always wondered how they waterproof them. If you have a tub penetration going down through the shower floor waterproofing, it's the same shower floor. I've always wondered how they correctly waterproof it. But what we have here is a big single slope shower floor going down to a linear drain. Right off the bat, I can see that the tub is placed level, even though the shower floor is sloping pretty good slope. It looks like it's more than 1/4 inch per foot. I'll get a level on it, but it's a pretty steep slope going down. But then they had to make the tub level. So that right there, you're going, how do you make that happen? So this tub is actually loose. So there's the linear drain that's catching all the water this way, and it goes all the way to the wall. And the tub is just sitting in here loose. So the first thing I want to do is just get the tub out. Ronnie, can you give me a hand here? Let's see if we can get this tub out of here. And I don't know if it's hooked up from below or if it's just, you know, one of those island tub drain connections. Let's see if we can get it. Let's see what happens. Oh yeah, it just comes right out.
It wasn't even hooked up. There's nothing there.
Yeah, so what they did is they were just letting the tub overflow, go into the shower pan, and go into the drain. So the tub wasn't actually hooked up. It would just, when they would pop the plug, it would just dump onto the shower floor. So it's basically just a bowl sitting. But let's go ahead and get this out of here, Ronnie. Let's see if we can put it, because we are gonna put this thing back in here. So it looks like they tried to, it looks like initially they were going to hook this up, because there is a drain. There is a 1.5 inch ABS pipe going down, and you can see the trap right below it. So this either was hooked up at one point, or they abandoned the idea because they couldn't get a good seal.
Oh, there's a gap.
Yeah, so you can see the little white ring of the P-trap down below. So yeah, so the P-trap is right below, but it's not connected. There's a gap in between this pipe and the P-trap. So I think they probably had this hooked up, and then it didn't work, and so they tried to reconfigure this, and they just covered this up. They put this funny little test cap in here, and then just let the tub drain. But you can see how much. Yeah, so we have a 4-foot level. I'm level there, and well, it's just a little bit more, 1.25 inches over 4 feet. So it's just strong of a bit, you know, a single plane slope like this probably doesn't even need 1/4 inch per foot. Probably like 1/8 inch, 3/16 would get the water to go where it needs to go. So yeah, heavy slope, and then it looks like they just built up mortar on top of the tile, and then they put red guard on it, and then some silicone, huge gobs of silicone. I mean, look at this how much silicone that is to try to seal up that tub. All in all, of course, this is a very poor design, and this is a very expensive bathroom. There's a lot of really nice finishes in here. The detail on the quartz going around, everything is mitered and wraps around onto the vanity. The tile work itself looks pretty good. Like, there's not a lot of lippage. There's this is a textured tile, little hexagon imprint on this porcelain tile. But grout joints are really tight, no lippage. The floor is nice and flat, no lippage, tight grout joints. So it's almost like it was one of those things where they had a good tile guy, but they didn't have a good design. It's like a lot of these bathrooms, it's like you got to put all the pieces together. You can't just have a good tile guy. You need to coordinate with a plumber and come up with a design that works, and everything is engineered properly. And that's kind of why we became bathroom remodeling specialists. We're not just a tile company. We do everything from start to finish. We do the demo, we plan everything out, we do all the plumbing rough-ins, we do all the framing, we do everything in the bathroom. Instead of a lot of these companies, their bathroom, maybe general contractors, they sub out their plumber, they sub out their tile guy, and then they just try to put the pieces together. And you can see if it's not planned out properly, you get funky stuff like this going on. But of course there's red guard. Usually in any failed installation, I always see red guard. Not saying that red guard doesn't work, it's just a red flag of a bad installation, because almost every installation that is bad that I tear out has red guard on it. So we got a linear drain here. So I'm just going to take the cover off. I've never seen this linear drain, but I'm guessing that this is probably a pan liner install or a hot mop. We'll know a little bit more as we tear some stuff out. But you can also see, like, this is a terrible design here. They got this tub filler mounted to the floor, penetrating the shower floor. I mean, it makes no sense to me. So when we do the repair and go back in, we're going to go with a wall mount tub filler to take that penetration out of the floor. And then my plan would be, if we can do a repair, is that we're going to build the tile work level on this floor, and then in the shower area make an envelope cut. So they might get a little overspray over here that's in a flat area, but still everything will, in the main shower, go to a point drain with an envelope cut. And I think that's the best design we can do with this. But I want to tear this out and see if we can possibly save the rest of the shower, because again, there's a lot of nice work in here, and the customer was able to find replacement tiles for both the floor and the wall. It's on a mortar bed, but it feels like almost like it's hollow underneath it. It's like squishy. Like when I hit my hammer on it, it doesn't feel solid. The tiles break it up real easy to be wearing gloves. Look how sharp porcelain can get. I just poked myself a little bit, but that shard of porcelain right there, that stuff is so sharp. Are my gloves right there, Ronnie? I thought I had them. Also safety glasses. I should have had these on from the beginning. Because yeah, when this porcelain breaks, it just turns into like shards of glass. Yeah, we're getting somewhere now, it looks like. So yeah, so these three bolts hold the, see, we've got the hoses. Okay, here we go. This goes right.
We'll take it outside.
Yeah, please. He wants to keep it though.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they just put this mortar bed right on top of the tile. Looks like they tried it like a slurry to get it to stick, but that's interesting. We could save the mortar bed and pop the tiles. That might be the way to go. Yeah, I mean, if we can save the mortar bed and scrape the thin set off, we might be able to do the repair a little bit differently. And then there's a wall float, which is something we do here in California. They do lath, this chicken wire, and a float. If you want to see how that's done, I'll put a video link in the description below. But yeah, mortar bed. So I need to get this old tub filler flange out. So I'm going to cut around this membrane and see what's underneath that. I'm kind of curious to see what is underneath there. Oh, there is a pan liner. So they did do a pan liner, but they used this peeling stick on top of the pan liner. Man, this stuff is sticky. I don't know what kind of adhesive they used. Sticky. Wow. That's some sticky. So that's how they waterproofed around that flange. Looks like they did pan liner and then another piece of pan liner to close that gap. Then they used this black stuff, this black membrane. See there, to kind of create a gasket around this pipe. So they definitely tried. And it looks like it's dry, so this doesn't look like the failure point right here. Oh, and they did a bunch of silicone. Yeah. So that's just pan liner. And then here's the main pan liner, which has been siliconed to this flange. Yeah, so they kind of double waterproofed it, but it looks like to me that between, so there's basically like 4 waterproofing layers here. There's silicone, then there's the gray pan liner, which I believe is probably running under this whole thing. Then that little scabbed piece of other pan liner, the aqua colored pan liner on top of that. And then they used this black stuff on top of everything. So they did really go for it with the waterproofing. They didn't hold back at all. And I don't know what adhesive this is, but it is really sticky. And I'm trying not even to touch my tools because it'll just make everything gunky. So let's see. So this flange is actually under the plywood. So we're gonna have to cut that out to get the caps on that thing. So we'll worry about this a little bit later. I'm just gonna start jackhammering out the rest of the floor so that we can get all of this out. And we'll just continue on, taking it out piece by piece. Alright, so it looks like they used one of the Island Tub rough ends, and we use a similar one. You can see what this looks like, but it's installed wrong. This piece should go under the floor and be tied in with the waterproofing, not surface mounted to the tile like they did. And then they just put red guard over it. And then it looks like, I don't know if the black stuff, man, the black stuff might be Flex Seal. And then I think they tried to seal a pipe in here with this Flex Seal. There's some this black stuff. It's kind of hard to tell. Flex Seal is more rubbery though.
That's
so
nice.
Maybe it's like Henry's you know, roofing adhesive. Anyway, some kind of black adhesive. Oh no, you know what it is? It's ABS glue.
Oh, it's cracky?
They tried ABS.
Cracky like that?
Yeah, it's ABS glue. So they took this ABS glue and tried to seal up this hole. And there should be, I don't know, there should be a gasket in here. Yeah, so this is an 1.25 inch hole. This is 1.5 inch ABS pipe, and they just put this in here. They said they did some kind of bevel, just shaved the pipe so it would kind of sit in there, and then just put a bunch of ABS glue to try to seal that up. Really strange. And then this had red guard all over it. Yeah, that's definitely where the leak was. All the wood is showing water damage there. So that was just stuck down. There's my little piece of pipe. Anyways, oh yeah. So that's how they tried to do the connection. It was just that, this piece of pipe shoved in there, ABS glue, and then red guard to top it all off. A bad little cocktail there. Here, buddy. Alright, so okay, so this is a standard pan liner installation, and it looks like the mortar bed was a little tall, so they just used some silicone to try to put the drain grate in there, which isn't a big deal because the waterproofing is down at the pan liner. It's not at the top of the drain like a sealed system. Oh well. Yeah, it looks like they did it right. You can see here, that's where the weep holes are supposed to be, but they did do this properly. Well, let's just make sure that they put sealant between the flange. Well, maybe they didn't. That might have missed that step. But yeah, they put the pan liner in nice, put the clamping ring on, but a lot of people miss the step of sealing this pan liner down to that bottom flange. So I'm just gonna make sure there was no damage under there from that. And it doesn't look like it. Yeah, everything is dry under there, so they did a good job with this drain. Yeah, everything went in good. They did use silicone to put the pan liner down and clamp it. That layer of silicone is important so that if water backed up, it can't get underneath the flange and over. But yeah, everything is nice and dry under here. Yeah, that's the pre-slope. See, they did a pre-slope under here, good pre-slope. Everything's dry. So this tile installer knew what he was doing as far as, you know, a traditional drain style. They were just thrown for a loop with this tub drain, and so unfortunately it's probably lack of experience and knowledge on how those things go together, and they did everything else perfect, but tub drain wasn't. So we're going to work on getting all this out and see if we can do a repair. Alright, so Zach and Ronnie have been killing it in here getting the rest of this stuff out. You can see all the water damage under the pan liner here from that bad connection. Again, they tried using silicone and stuff. It didn't work. That's what leaked down through the ceiling. The tile setting is decent, but you can still see evidence there's some spot bonding going on. But I think, you know, it's weird because usually when you float the walls like this with a mortar bed, you get everything so plumb and flat that you don't need to spot bond. But what they did is they just used the wrong trowel. They used looks like a 3/8 notch. If they would have used a 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch notch, they probably wouldn't have needed to spot bond like this. And it's real bad on this side over here. You can see all the spot bonding they did down here. For some reason, probably because they were trying to keep the thickness of this pony wall to a minimum, they probably didn't float this with a mortar bed, so they just put 1/4 inch hardy backer with some purple waterproofing over it, and then they spot bonded. You see how bad the spot bonding is, but these tiles are literally, I don't know if I can break these. See how easily those came off? So yeah, it's weird. I don't understand how people can use such a good job on part of the job and then just completely fail on another part. This is probably gonna, let me see if I can take this off. This one might be stuck on there good. No, same thing. Just spot bonded. But a 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch trowel would have got good coverage on this, but they just got lazy. At least we can reuse these tiles. So what we're going to end up doing here, we do need to move the water lines. So we took the tub filler out of the floor here, capped off the water lines. We're going to run those water lines up here for the wall mounted tub fixture, and so we're gonna have to cut this out. So probably what we'll do, I mean, most of the mortar bed, you can see over here, we're able to scrape most of the thin set off of this mortar bed. So this wall is still good. We'll probably just do topical waterproofing like Hydroban, a couple real good coats of Hydroban, and then we'll refloat everything on the pan and then lap our sheet membrane up just a couple inches and everything will be sealed. So I think that's the game plan we're going to use. I don't know exactly what to do about this hardy backer. I think we'll probably just unscrew that hardy backer, put a new piece of 1/4 inch up, and then waterproof it. So we'll keep on going. Stay tuned, but yeah, I'm excited. We will be able to save most of the tile work in here so that the homeowner can save some money and save some time and get this tub back in here the right way. So we're going to keep on demoing. Stay tuned for other videos, updates on this project as we move along. So today was a great day. I'm driving back and sitting in traffic. I've been giving it some thought. I have a really good game plan for how to get this shower waterproofed, and I can't wait to share it with you because I think it's I don't know if it's like groundbreaking or what, but I feel really good about the solution that I came up with. Really excited to share it with you, so make sure you stay tuned for the videos as I put this thing back together. But I'm just driving home now, and I got another hour and a half or so. I should be out of this traffic here pretty quick. Where I live in South Placer County, we're about an hour and a half from the Bay Area, and we're about an hour and a half from Tahoe. So we're situated in a great spot. I love where I live, but I am excited to work more in the San Francisco Bay Area. There's just so many people, opportunities, and I just feel a calling to do more projects down there. So I'm really excited. You've probably noticed this year that I haven't been doing as many uploads as I have in the past. You know, over the past 5 years or so, I've uploaded pretty much once a week, and I've gone to one upload every 2 weeks or so, that kind of frequency. And I just kind of needed a break. I've been going hard with YouTube for, like I said, a while, and I started to get a little uninspired. It seemed like a lot of the projects were just kind of redundant, and I was sharing the same information, just wasn't really excited about it. So I didn't want to put content out that I'm not really excited about. But coming up, as we get into the fall here, I got some projects that are lined up that I'm really looking forward to. I have a project for a wildfire victim that is rebuilding her house, and her house completely burned to the ground in the 2018 Camp Fire. They almost lost their lives. I mean, 85 people died in that fire. And the homeowner that I'm going to be doing this project for, that I'm going to be donating my time for, they were trapped in a parking lot as the wildfire engulfed everything around them, including their house. Her story is pretty incredible. I'll be sharing it with you, but they were trapped with about 150 other people for most of the day in a parking lot as the fire just destroyed everything. She explained what it was like being in the middle of a inferno like that, and she said that she didn't know that pine trees exploded when they caught fire. They didn't just catch fire, they explode first and then they burn, which you can imagine how scary that was. They thought they were gonna die. And so they're rebuilding their house. I'm gonna be donating my time, making a video on it, and I get really excited about that stuff. Thank you guys for watching to the end of this video and keeping me in your thoughts and prayers. I love you. I love being your tile coach, and we'll see you on the next video.